How's it going, YouTube? Your boy Chill here. Sorry there hasn't been any uploads on the YouTube channel lately. Chili just announced that she's going to be leaving content creation on the YouTube channel and Twitch entirely, so been trying to deal with that, give her space to, say goodbye to the community and all that, and then, getting everything prepped up for when she leaves to get everything changed over. So it's been a lot, and, I have my own thoughts and opinions about everything, about why she's leaving. Not anything against her, but mostly about the community itself and, how people made her feel, but that's not what this video is about. Anyways, focusing on the video today, we're going to be talking about the TWID today. Last week's TWID was a dumpster fire. It was horrible. The most tone-deaf response that we got from Bungie. So here's hoping that this one's a little bit more locked in to, what we want, actually. Now, before we get into this, I do want to mention that this is not something new with Bungie with, making changes like that seem bad, but always reverting it back and trying to make themselves look good. This has been a notorious thing in the community for a long time with Bungie. They've always done this. Like, I believe Lightfall did something similar to this. Final Shape, there was something similar. There's always been an event every year where Bungie does something bad and then they revert it back to try to make themselves look like the good guy. I don't know why they do it, but it's just some like marketing ploy or like strategy to make them look good, to save some face, when something's going wrong or all this. I don't know why they do it, but it's just something common for them to happen. So before getting into this, I fully expect them to revert a lot of changes. Now, they're probably going to say they're working on some things, but I don't know if they're actually going to commit to it. So let's see what happens. Forum progression updates, outlining some of the goals from August 7th. Yeah, fire teams and Crucible Ops rewards, addressing feedback about Ray rewards last week, covered all the changes. But one activities in the portal, solo and follows based. Oh, solo and fire team based to feel rewarding. Contribute understanding, maintaining progress to your climb and power. Yeah, see, plan reductions to power for solo ops reverted. Yep, the engram reduction for Encore, Starcross, and Whisper reverted. Plan change for prime engrams to require decryption in the tower was reverted. This was a stupid change. Like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this. I mean, it's like the community's been saying. It was a way to pad out time to keep people in the game. That's all it was. There was no rhyme or reason to have this change at all because everyone was fine with it. Now, I do know some people have got rid of their pinnacle drops, myself included. I got rid of like 2 of them on the power grind to 450, but I mean, hey, that's just my fault. I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. That's not on Bungie to fix that problem for me. That's a player basis. Unless someone's just deleting every pinnacle drop that they get. Yeah, that was just stupid. Buff fire team ops. Yeah, increasing matchmaking fire team ops time limits across the board. 25%, 50%, 75% respectively on the difficulty. This here, I feel like Bungie just set a default timer for every strike and didn't test the timer for each individual strike in their playtest prior to Final Shape dropping. Edge of Fate, my bad. And they just set a preset and just okay, this works fine. And didn't test it, and then now we're in this predicament. I tried doing a Grandmaster Liminality run just by Fireteam Ops, matchmaking. We lost that time limit before we even got to the final boss. So I don't know why the hell they put a preset time to every single strike, not testing each individual one, but I mean, and Ash and Iron increased the drops for Liminality, Inverted Spire, and Onslaught Widow's Court. This needs to be buffed more. The Onslaught modes, and I think even, what was the one? The coil. The coil needs to be buffed too. Yeah, because if it's dropping 3 rewards at the end of it, nah. It should be like old school Into the Light event where drops were just raining on you, man. It should be like a drop for each checkpoint encounter, and at the very end, you should get 4 or 5 drops. You should be rewarded for spending almost 35, almost 50 minutes out at the end of it all. You should be substantially rewarded for committing the time to that. Onslaught, I don't think people are going to do this. I'm personally not going to do this. I'm not going to do the Onslaught modes. I'm not going to do the coil until they buff that. And Liminality and Inverted Spire, even with these drops, I don't know if I'll do them. I don't know, just because Liminality and Inverted Spire are just not fun anymore. Liminality I never liked. Inverted Spire old school way was fun as hell. The newest one, I hate it, man. I hate how it feels. Activity time has been replaced for solo, pinnacle, and fire team ops. Fire team ops has greater value for speed versus kill all enemies. All right, fine, whatever. Oh, just like I was saying, new. Increase the number of drops for more activities in fire team ops. Okay, cool. What's the increase in drops? Our team is still working on finalizing each specific activities we could buff up, and we'll share more details after we finish validating this change. Cool saying it. I need to see what you're thinking. This does nothing to me. This is just oh, by the way, we're planning to increase the drop rates for more activities in Fireteam Ops. But how so? I need to know substantial numbers to realize if, okay, this is worth it or not. This does nothing. So I'm excited to see that they're doing something. I'm glad they're listening, but telling me that they're planning to increase the drops does nothing for me. I need to see the actual drop rates that they're giving. New. Removing unpopular mods like Grappler from the Fireteam Ops matchmaking pool. Okay, this one's nice. Because I tell you, there was one time I loaded into a Fireteam Ops and I lost my build because I was using Ash and Wake and it was screwed up by Grappler. Yeah, that was not fun. That was not fun at all, I'll tell you that much. Portal rewards. Funnel planning changes and focus on increasing rewards quality. Chance of prime engram drop per completion reward. Activities with more base completion rewards such as liminality and inverted spire will provide more chances for prime engrams to drop. Does this apply to bonus drops? See, the way it should work is that bonus drops should be allowed to be a prime engram. They should allow that. So that way, if you have 3 drops for one activity, you have 3 additional chances for a prime engram drop. And that incentivizes you to go do other activities instead of just doing solo ops. See, that's a nice change. If they did that, that would be way more beneficial for, going to Crucible, doing, your basic control match, you're doing your comp, trials, whatever. You have 3 engrams in there. Your fire team ops, you have any of those fire team ops modes with 3 engrams, you go do those. You have that increased chance for the prime engram drops. So that's more beneficial to keep pulling us in like different directions of the game and keep playing different things. If it's just this, I don't know. I don't think people are going to engage with it that much. No, we're working on creating a more consistent power reward experience for the upper power climb in Ash and Iron. This will be power 500 to 550. See, right now, 400 to 450, it's worth it because PvP and Kepler lets you get tier 5 now once you get to 450. But 500 to 550, what's the benefit? Is there any benefit to this? Because, light doesn't scale with the raids anymore because you're put at like power deltas beneath. So like, is there any benefit to get to 550? Like, is there a random tier 6 drop that just pops out of nowhere? Or like something like that? I don't get what the point is to get to 550. People are going to go for it for the ego flex. Don't get me wrong. But like, I don't know, man. More buffs. In last week's tweet, we provided a ton of information about various changes and the data that drove them. Hidden within were several buffs, small and large, which we wanted to scoop out of that doc to more clearly highlight. Desert Perpetual Raid, weekly challenges added, improved gear tier drops, gear attunement added. Where is the pinnacle drops from this? Where is that? I get all this, and this is all fine, but why is this not granting power? Why, like, I don't get why that hasn't been a thing unless the weekly challenges added is playing into that, but like, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, weekly challenges, I think this is the power increase. Okay, if this is dropping power, then thank God, because that should have been a thing since the beginning. Portal time bonus earned with grant 5 minimum score if you make the timer. All right, cool. Count highest power will be used for reward score rather than equipped power. See, this is fine for like Crucible game modes, but like if you're doing like solo ops and all those, you still need your highest power on because yeah, being at those negative power deltas, yeah, it still matters. Conquest now replayable. Should have been a thing, but from the beginning, but I mean, it is what it is. Lauren will be more cautious about the singular ops category and activity becoming a go-to for power leveling. We wanted Destiny to be a game where you can hop in with friends to level rather than declining an invite to spend time in a solo activity for the sake of progression. They should have made the grind a lot faster, man. That's what should have happened. They got too stingy with it, and now people are like, nope, I want to be the most efficient so I could be done and get the rewards that I want. And see, that mentality is based on gear tier systems. I plan to make a whole video on that, or I might just say it here. I don't know. Depends on how I feel after reading this TWID. But anyways, moving on. This week of Destiny, bringing back heavy metal. Okay, cool. Heavy metal's coming back. Class identity. This, I haven't seen this pop up often, but I will say, yeah, there's been a class identity issue between Hunters and Titans. Well, Titans specifically, just because Warlocks became the melee class with the, Syntheseps, Lightning Surge build. Hunters became melee builds with the, Immos Light and Verity Grappler build right now, just destroying the meta. And Titans are just kind of left underneath. I mean, we did get, what was the exotic? Worm God? No, not Worm God. It was Wishful Ignorance. We got that exotic buffed, and, the aspect with that is actually very nice. Even still, we're not the strongest melee class right now. Hunters are. So it's like, where do Titans fit in this, like, ideology? Like, where do we fit? Because we're the punching class, but we're not the strongest punching class right now. Anyways, heavy metal's back in the Crucible. The heavier duty emblem at 5. The new, sword hollow foil. Okay, so it seems like the new kinetic shotgun. There's a shotgun too? All right. So it looks like the new sword that was tied to like, Arms Week is actually part of Crucible with this game mode, so you want to farm for that. And a new kinetic shotgun is tied to it too. So I thought heavy metal was just going to be, don't worry about it. Just skip over if you did it last time. But hey, if you actually haven't done it and, you want to get the new drops regardless of the fact, might as well do it. Might be worthwhile. That sword is going to be a hunt for sure because it can get Eager Edge into Waveframe sword. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Waveframe archetype works with Eager Edge. And the kinetic shotgun, I have no idea what it is. I haven't looked at like.gg to see which one it is, but hope it's a good one. And of course, you got the Griffin Sparrow right here. Nice. Heavy metal emblem. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see what they're thinking. When you boot up Destiny 2 for the first time, your Guardian class is the first choice you ever make as a light bearer. Do you want to be the floaty one holding the fireball, the slender one with the cape and blade, or the big one with a single monstrous shoulder piece? Sorry, I'm triggered by that. the asymmetrical shit. Like, Bungie, just make armor even. There's no need to be like one arm is covered with everything and the other arm is just empty. Like, come on. Make it symmetrical. Each guardian class is unique fantasy that players assume as they play. When we talk about fantasy at Bungie, we often split the term into emotional fantasy and mechanical fantasy. To oversimplify, emotional fantasy is how you feel when you play, and mechanical fantasy is what you do when you play. See, that's why I play Titan. It's both in one. You just punch shit, break shit. You are the tank. I want to be the tank. Anyways, talking all this stuff, Warlocks. Let's just move into it. Warlocks weaponize the mysteries of the universe to sustain themselves and devastate their foes. The Warlock is the arcane spellcaster of the group. What they lack in strength and speed, they make up for in knowledge and sorcery. They're the best at performing complex magical rituals that persist in the world. Warlock's universal class abilities give access to health recovery and ally empowerment. Battlefield control, arcane abilities, ally empowerment. Okay. Moving forward, we plan to do more to reinforce the Warlock identity. In the short term, we're working on enabling deeper build crafting and finding ways to give Warlocks more ability uptime. The Empowering Rift change coming in Ashen Iron update is part of this. I have a build for this with Empowering Rift for PvP with Void Warlocks next episode with Ashen Iron. I'm planning to make that video soon, but yeah, it's going to be nutty. I might be playing it for Trials this upcoming weekend and just make a video for that. But yeah, keep an eye out for that one. It's going to be nice. Long term, we'd like to give Warlocks more mobile healing options and a passive benefit to match the other classes. Titans do bonus uncharged melee damage. Hunters have higher base movement speed. Here's some of the upcoming Warlock changes we're working on. General, the following Warlock turrets will now count as grenades for stats and perks. Ionic Sentry, Arc Soul, Helion, Bleak Watcher, Child of the Old Gods. See, this right here is going to change that PvP build I had in mind. Well, depending on how it counts for grenades. Does it like having increased grenade stat also give it more damage? In which case, Bleak Watcher, no, not Bleak Watcher, Briarbind is actually going to be pretty nice with grenade stat. Interesting. Empowering Rift will now utilize neutral game ability energy over time. Kills while standing in Empowering Rift will now generate bonus ammo progress. 50% for special weapons, 10% for heavy weapons. That's not bad. That's not bad, especially for the ammo economy right now. Oh my god, it is just, it's rough, man. Titan, there we go. My main. Disciplined and proud. Titans are capable of both aggressive assaults and stalwart defenses. See, I'm this Titan right here. I'm not the Ooga Booga Titan. I like to think tactically. The Titan is the knight of the group. What they lack in magical ability and range, they make up for in strength and sustainability. They're the tip of the spear, creating cover to establish the front line. Titan is not a traditional melee or tank class, but they have universal access to damage mitigation and increased melee damage. Alright. Titan traits, aggressive assault, damage mitigation, artillery expert. Going forward, we'd like to get some more artillery expert flavor into the Titan's kit and give them more opportunities to flex their tactician muscles. Yes, because I play a tactician Titan. That's my favorite type of playstyle for Titan. In the short term, we're working on some updates to the Behemoth abilities. Oh, thank God, Behemoth. Long term, we'd like to make updates to Ward of Dawn and the Sentinel subclass, among other things. Here's a couple of the upcoming Titan changes we're working on. Howl of the Storm will now grant 2 melee charges, changes stasis crystal pattern formation, and adds 4 more crystals. This in PvP is about to be stupid. It's going to be stupid. Bastion will now have faster cooldown in PvP. Wait, Bastion. Wait, is that the Overshield one? Oh, shit. My Void Titan with Mask of the Quiet One just got even better. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. All right. And, of course, we got to talk about the Digi-ass hunters. No disrespect to hunters. I'm just saying. Some of y'all are just... The PvP hunters out there, y'all toxic as fuck. The rest of you hunters, y'all cool. All right. Agile and daring. Hunters are quick on their feet and quicker on the draw. Hunters rogue of the group, but we lack a brutal force and sorcery they make up for in precision and agility. They're battlefield provocators, I think that's the word, slipping into the enemy ranks and leaving traps and causing chaos. They quickly find new angles to attack from, dividing the enemy's attention to make them more vulnerable. The Hunter's class abilities give access to directional speed, burst, and damage avoidance. Going forward, oh my god, I'm seeing a bunch of changes already. All right, going forward, we like to give Hunters more abilities to help support their fire team. In the short term, we're working on giving Gunslinger an update. All right. Longer term, we'd like to address the feedback that Night Stalker relies too much on invisibility, among other things. Here's some of the Hunter changes we're working on. On the mark. Stacks up on your mark now give weapon stat instead of weapon handling and reload speed. Max of 40 weapon stat on 10 stacks. Alright. Rescale stack count to a max of 10 stacks. Precision hits now give 1 stack. Precision final blows now give 2 stacks. Precision final blows at 10 stacks now cure you instead of give radiant. Okay, this change right here would be nice for PvP. Yeah, this one's not too bad. Golden Gun Deadshot. Now refunds ammo on Golden Gun final blows instead of ignitions. See, this should have been just a thing. I don't know why it relied on ignitions and not final blows. But now, there's going to be a lot of people farming 7th columns in PvP, I tell you that. Now extend super duration on Golden Gun final blows. Oh my god, they're leaving it like D1 or year 1 Destiny 2 days. Oh god, yep, people are going to be farming 7th column clips with that. That's going to be interesting. Duration gain diminishes with final blows, grants less in Crucible. All right, not too bad. Marksman dodge class ability now reloads all weapons on activation. Now picks up all nearby ammo bricks on activation. See, that makes it worthwhile. If it reloaded all ammo, I mean, that's nice, but it's not a big like whoop to do. But this one, picking up all ammo bricks, like in PvE when the raid situation, like you're trying to get all your ammo before you go up to DPS, that's gonna be nice. All right, class identity wrap up. We love all the Destiny classes equally. Lies. Y'all are Warlock mains. I know it. That's okay. We all love you, Bungie. Kind of. Sometimes. Depends on what you're doing. And we're dedicated to make sure that each has a chance to shine. We don't want any other classes to be viewed as a DPS class. All 3 classes should be capable of roughly the same damage output. That's what I'm saying. So nerf the hunters. That said, there will always be certain builds that are more effective than others in different contexts. We'll continue to balance subclass builds to ensure we don't have any clear win buttons and ensure that each class feels powerful. In the future, we're interested in doing more to make each class's identity more distinct, potentially through stronger passive effects for each class. However, this adds more complexity to an already complex game, and the player experience comes first. We truly appreciate the feedback you've given on the classes, and we ask that you continue to provide feedback whenever you have it. All right. Art Fashion, PAX West, Creator Lore Panel. Oh, you can get this emblem if you tune into the Twitch channel Solemn Lab. All right, cool. Destiny Rising. I won't be able to play that. Sucks, though. Complete Breath of the Light and Destiny. Oh, so if you do the Destiny Rising thing, you get the emblem to show that you've done Destiny Rising, which I've been hearing a lot already about Destiny Rising, that people are loving it. I know it's going to spark a huge controversy about Destiny Rising being better than Destiny, but it's okay. I'll be getting my popcorn ready watching that show. Last call to donate in support of Ronald McDonald House charities. If you want to make the donation, you can donate here. $25 unlocks you the sweet emblem. It's not a nice emblem. Player support, known issues. Player support. Didn't they just release this armor set? But the glass armor set Titan equipped on PlayStation cost will crash if they enter port activities. Okay, I don't know how. Tempest Strike does not activate combination blow consistently. All right. Red dot on the antidate SMG slightly off center. Is it on that one? Oh shit, I had no idea. Ability that's unable to complete on master difficulty due to the bell teleporting enough. I don't know how this got through, but I mean, hey, bugs happen. It is what it is. Unable to complete the corrupted while it's active in the daily nightfall rotation due to the teleport mechanic now. Oh, so it's all teleporting mechanics not working. Okay. And honeydew error codes when selecting a portal activity, swapping gear. Damn. All right. Hey, sick art piece. Not bad. Your favorite thing. Oh, yeah. I saw this video pop up. Yeah, y'all should give this a watch. I haven't watched it myself, but y'all should give it a watch. I'm pretty sure it's a nice find. And that's it for this week's TWID. Are you planning on jumping at the very start of Heavy Metal? Or maybe you want to dive deeper into class fantasy info we just dropped and tell us what you think. We love hearing your feedback and voices, so keep up the conversation. We're looking forward to keep more updates for you guys in the coming weeks and appreciate all the feedback we received so far. We're in this together. Destiny 2 community team. See, you know what? I was kind of like, but the class identity thing right here, this gives me hope. Like this right here, like getting some updates to our base abilities and, not just having put on like Storm's Key, Knockout still, giving substantial buffs to the other aspects that are just kind of ass. And like Howl of the Storm, I'm going to be making a stasis build for PvP now. I'm going to try this out. It's going to be nutty. Allow me to, play reminiscing here, but I used to be part of the Behemoth clan back in the day, for those that don't know. I was only in there for a few weeks. It wasn't until I found out about some of the people in there that were fucking horrible as shit. And I never really stream sniped. I did queue up with a couple of boys and we would just go into trials and kind of make some havoc for some people. I got quite a bit of hate message, I will say that. But yes, your boy used to be in Behemoth and used to spam that build with the Behemoth clan. So I'm very much aware of how strong Stasis Titan can be if it gives the work that love it deserves. But yeah, ever since those nerfs, it's been ass, man. So I'm hoping that it does get buffed soon because I love Behemoth Titan. That's been one of my favorite builds. Although now it's just kind of This here, I'm definitely going to try rocking this out. Actually, you know what? Now thinking about it, Howl of the Storm, I might rock this with Cryoclasm. Either that or Diamond Lance. It depends on which one feels better. This Cryoclasm having that slide distance is going to be nice. I just got to get adjusted to it again. So yeah, very excited for this stuff. The Titan, Warlock, and Hunter changes are going to be very nice. The fact of this working with grenades is going to be very good, especially with Getaway Artist with the arc turret. Yeah, it's going to be a match made in heaven. And then the Golden Gun Hunter, that's nice. Night Stalker relying too much on invis. Yeah, there's too much invis on Night Stalker. There's going to need to be like something on overshields or like weakening, stuff like that. Kind of nice. Still, again, I need to see about these drop chances and all that. I need to see what the hell's going to be going on with Fireteam Ops. And again, it seems like, yeah, it's just more than reverting to what they said they were going to do And yeah, trying to save face and then showing us some new things preemptively to be like, oh, by the way, we're doing some good changes. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, God. Here's hoping it's going to be some nice changes with Ash and Iron. That's if even people are going to play because, you know, Destiny Rising came out, so people are going to be playing that like crazy. So who knows, man. But yeah, that's the TWID for you. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Definitely interesting. Here's hopeful. I'm cautiously optimistic still to see the changes that are going to be happening. We need to wait till the final TWID before the update goes live of Ash and Iron to really realize if it's worth it or not. So that's when Bungie's going to give us everything. So we got to wait on that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you did. Catch you in the next one. Don't you ever forget to keep it chill.